Hello, hello. So, today we are going to try to engineer a trigger for the crossbow and kind of fix a bunch of mistakes that I made trying to engineer it with a doorknob handle. And doorknob handle was just not strong enough, so I'm going to make one with a dowel. And basically it's going to go into the same slot the door handle was in, and then I'm going to make gear like teeth in one side, and then I'm going to actually use the laser and a computer, and I'm going to kind of halfway engineer a semi cog with a kind of trigger on the bottom. And so when you pull that, it moves the gears and it puts the peg down towards a spring, and that effectively will work like the doorknob was supposed to if I get it right. So we'll see.
So it says laser cutter wasn't initialized, no USB device found because I had it unplugged. Yeah, it's the little things, you know. So that's why when I hit initialize laser cutter, it didn't do that. Yeah, little things like that. Okay, anyway, unlock rail. Move it back. Get it to 0. Test fire. Boom, bingo, right? So that's kind of how you line it up if you're doing engraving on the top. All right, let's do it. Nice try, buddy. Alright, I'm assembling the part for the trigger. So I zipped that dowel on each side to allow this guy to fit in the middle of it. So I'm just going to glue this to this to this, and then clamp it, and then hopefully we have a good cylindrical stop that will hopefully work. I would probably have to trim the bottom of it for the spring and all that great fun stuff, and do some fine tuning, but hopefully this does the trick. Alright, so I'm trying a new camera harness that was given to me, and it seems to be doing alright. It gives me 2 hands to do stuff, look at that! But I wanted to show you guys, after completely destroying my shop, how the laser cut gear cog works. It's pretty good. It's going to need some grease. It's going to need to be trimmed right here so that I can fit a spring on there, and I'm going to cap this off with some aluminum right here. So I'm just going to wrap this right around so that we don't have a hole in the way. I'm not sure how I'm going to fix that all yet, but you know. And then this will eventually end up being an arrow holder or a bolt holder. So, but take a look at this little guy. He works just fine. And I'll put another kind of thing on this side so that the wire holds on this side just at the top. Arrow knocks right in here, and then when you pull it down, it forces that off, and away it goes. So hopefully this will be able to put up with all the stress. But pretty good working right now. So got it temporarily in like this. I'll have to take it out to take this out, but that makes it all serviceable. Yay! Yay for us. Alright, so I got the spring in there, I got the stop in there, it's all glued up. But it's not working because the spring is too fat and it collides with the gears, which basically causes tension between what should be meshing and moving and what is effectively stopping it. So as this works somewhat, this really does not. So I actually had to strip the teeth off of this trigger, which I'll have to make a new one. You know, it's all trial and error stuff. We'll get it, but not today. Alright, back to the drawing board. I got another trigger assembly that I'm going to make. Kind of experimenting with a couple ways. The other trigger kind of broke because I was trying to take something with high friction and use wood to do it. So I built a low friction trigger. We're going to test it. This is the frame of it, and those are like little washer spacers that I'm going to use to kind of adjust the final end. I have these 12 by 12 little plywood sheets. They're about an 1/8 inch thick. I zipped this one in half so it'll fit in the laser. I am going to make sure that it's plugged in this time, and then initialize the laser cutter. Here we go. Unlock the rail. Go over here and adjust this to the corner. Should be 0 point. Adjust this down to 10 so that I can test it without destroying everything. Pretty good. Here we go. Okay. So now we've got our 0 point. That means it's going to start over there. And we've got all that to cut. So this should cut pretty good. I'm going to just crank this guy back up. The assembled system. Got a couple of spacers. Now this is just a test to see how thin it is. And the only reason I have these spacers is because of the size of this. I won't need it when this is 3/8 and these two are 3/8, which is 7. It's 3/4 inch when these are doubled. And once that's 3/4 inch doubled, I'll notch it out. And then these are structural. This of course is to loop this guy. This is a stop, that's a stop, and up here will be a heavy dowel stop for this. That way if this breaks, I can punch it out, put a new one in, and away we go. So anyway, the theory is that this is in constant pressure because it's got a loop here. I've got the sides up so that when this breaks away and this pushes, then this slides and releases the line. So there you go. Now we're gonna have to make the big scale and make sure it works. Cut the rest out with the bandsaw. kind of messed around with, you know, designs of the next stock I'm going to build and stuff like that. One of the things I want to try to do is make this one able to swap out and interchange bows, so that if I do decide to go to a bigger bowl, I can take that crisscross right out. And this will be blocked up, so the only way to disassemble it is 2 screws on the bow and 1 block here that removes this. This all comes out, you put the block back, and away you go. And what I found over the years is a good grinder with some sanding wheels work real well to take lots of material off quickly. So yeah, we're going to get to it. Old and busted. New hotness. Old and busted. New hotness. Old and busted. New hotness. Let me show you a couple of things that I've been working on. Alright, it's all cut up. I used the plywood test piece for the back so I could glue it in there and make it look real nice. Widened my spacers, widened all the holes that I had zipped out to accommodate the new 1/4-inch hardware that I purchased. This is 2 inches long, so it'll go all the way through. This will be our see-through plate, and then we'll zip this together, assemble it, make sure that it works okay, and then reinforce it with the metal. Alright, this is like 90 degrees in the shop, and there may or may not be some cursing under my breath getting this thing together, because that was a big pain in the behind to do. You know, this doesn't want to sit up straight. I don't have any real space to work on this stuff. I had to cut a couple things out. But it is reinforced. I split the wood here. Not a real big deal. Glued it back down, clamped it down. That's good. You know, this one was good. Bit well. The trigger and all that stuff has good freedom and good movement after some major adjustments in the spacing and the tightness and a little couple things in there that yeah, had me a little bit flustered, I'll admit, but for the most part it's lining up okay. Then I mounted the bow with interchangeable stock plate, so basically I can change this bow out by undoing these and undoing these 3. It's all pre-drilled so that it didn't split, because that's my luck today. That probably would have split if I had pushed it, and I can tell when I'm hot because I'm rushing, and that's never good. So let's I'm gonna turn the camera down, pause this, and then we'll caulk it and see if it works. Alright, we're gonna try to caulk this thing. I got the hands-free phone daily out, so we'll pull this guy real far back, get him right in there, try not to lose any fingers, and then let's see if we can just let it go. See if I can show you. Here we go. Oh yeah. So that'll knock the dust off for sure. It is a super strong pull. Whew. Oh yeah. That trigger works just fine. Well, I think it's time we use the real arrows here and put the practice tips on. I'm gonna take the new Angle Dangle crossbow, and I did protect the line with some duct tape just temporarily, and then I buffed and kind of softened that aluminum plate on the top, which may or may not last very long. If this doesn't last, I might have to go to the 384 pounds coated stuff, just so you know there's no way that it can break. And because boy, if this snaps, it would not be a good thing. But we're gonna have to see how it flies. I don't have a hold down rail set up yet on it, so that's definitely something that I'll need to do. Well, I've got a little piece of aluminum for that too. I just got to zip it to the frame, bend it however I want, put the lip on it so that it can slide in and out, holds the arrows and all that great fun stuff. So figure I'll take a cardboard box out and give it a shot. Go. Flying pretty straight. This duct tape kind of scares me a little bit because it could roll on the couch there. See if we can point you up, actually see what's going on here. Whew. Fairly accurate. Alright, here we go. I don't even know what to call this thing, so I'm going to take a video. I'm going to send it to my cousins and my dad and everybody, all the family and all that great fun stuff. And we're going to see whoever comes up with the best name, I'm going to name it that. And ever shall it be so. I've got a couple things that need to be improved. Aluminum apparently eats up steel at 1 billion miles an hour when it's flying through the air at 110 pounds or 40 pounds, or I don't even know how many ridiculous pounds this is right now. I can tell you though that when you're all the way at this point right here, the daughter came in, she said that it should be named the Calamity, which, you know what, that is a really good name, the Calamity, because I tell you what, this thing is chaos wrapped in tinfoil hat and in enigma and chicanery, and it is insane. This thing is nuts. I have to I noticed a couple things here. You see the alignment from here to here is off by a lot. So I don't think the structural will handle any more movement that way, and that structure won't move anymore that way. So I mean, maybe I can take that spacer out. Move it over. Oh my gosh, that is a lot of work though. That is all glued in. I'll have to chisel it all out. Sand it all down because that's not gonna move. Or I can just chisel out these rails. This is put in by Gorilla Glue, by the way. Let me just tell you a little something about Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue does not come off your hands. You get Gorilla Glue on your hands, let me just tell you, good luck. I'm praying for you because Gorilla Glue is just the nastiest stuff on the planet. Now, so far I've had luck pulling off extra stuff that, you know, was hung down by Gorilla Glue with the chisel. Yeah, I could pull it up, so, which I just did. Now I regret it. But we'll probably have to replace this. I'm gonna have to figure out. I know there's a way to put PVC down. I just know there is. Maybe I can flatten a big piece and just zip it out with a table saw, and then cool it down and get it nice and straight. Maybe that's the next evolution for the Calamity. Once I get this all done, the object is to... Yeah, the object is to... Well, it's too late. I pulled it off. Got another phone call. Yeah. Pulled it all up. I'll shave that down again. My goodness. And, you know what? We're gonna make this perfectly straight. Right on down the line. I don't know how yet. Don't ask me how. That's technical stuff. I don't know. All right, that's it for tonight. Do me a favor and pray for my buddy Patrick Dunn and his wife. They're going through some surgery. They're doing some kind of things that you know, only God can watch over. And if you guys can pray for them, that'd be just fantastic. But we'll get you an update here, and we'll get this right. See you later. Subscribe, like, bye.
I found another god. What happened to the shut off button? Where did it go? Which one is it? Is it this one? Or is it this one?